Hi guys, Mrs. Langless here, and today we are going to come back to our work with 1-point perspective. You might remember that in past artworks we have worked on a 1-point perspective landscape, and then we worked on a 1-point perspective abstract artwork. Today we are going to begin working on a room that looks three-dimensional because of our use of 1-point perspective. Now remember that 1 point is the vanishing point, and it's where all lines come together. So here is an example of a drawing that's similar to what we're doing, although ours will be a little bit different. I have another example actually that I want to show you that really illustrates where the vanishing point is. So let's take a look, and I'll take this one away. If I take a look at this drawing, you can see it's another three-dimensional drawing of a room, and what's really cool is that it shows you where the vanishing point is. So you can see that all the lines in the room, even the lines of the furniture, line up with that one vanishing point. So now that you've seen this, take a look back at this one, okay? Now see if you can figure out where the vanishing point is. Where do all the lines lead? And if I take this ruler, I can demonstrate. So if you take a look, and here's my ruler, you can see that Bodhi did a little bit of decorating here when he was younger, but this is the only ruler that I could find. So here it is. Now, if I take my ruler and I put it down on the lines, you can see that it's all heading here. Now look at the lines of the table. All heading here. So it looks like right this little spot right here is the vanishing point. Let's check it up here too. And bam, right to our vanishing point. So this really is the vanishing point of the whole artwork. And we are going to use that technique to draw our own room today. So let me show you what our goal is, because by the way, I know that this looks really tricky, okay? But I'm going to break it down step by step so that it's super easy, and in the end you're going to be amazed that you actually created the drawing because it's going to be so realistic. Okay, so our goal for today is not this. Our goal for today is just to create the room itself. So here it is on my piece of paper. Now in this one I've chosen to hold my paper the wide way, okay? Now when you do this, you end up with a little bit different of a perspective on the room as, let's see, this one, okay? So here is one where I've chosen to hold my paper the tall way, although it's hard to show you on this video because of the way that I have the iPad oriented. But you'll see on this one, you have less wall space, more floor space, and more ceiling space, okay? But here, you have a little bit more wall space here and here. Okay, so it's really up to you how you want to hold the paper. I think for my demonstration, I am going to hold it the wide way just because it works with how I'm using my iPad today. So here is our goal. We are going to create first, of course, the vanishing point. Then we will create the window itself. And then we will create our backmost wall here. We'll create these side walls as well as the ceiling and the floor. And what you will need is a piece of paper, of course, and a pencil. And then the only other thing that's super important for this drawing is that you really do need a ruler, or if you do not have a ruler, so ideally, if you know you have a ruler at your house, please use it, okay? If you don't, you can find a straight edge that will work. So for example, you know, I have my clipboard right here. I could actually use this to do my drawing because I know it's a straight edge if I don't have a ruler, okay? I'm gonna use a ruler because I do have one handy, and I've got my pencil. So your first step in this drawing is that you're gonna look at your paper and you are going to make a vanishing point. So I'm just gonna guess where halfway is here. So again, it does not have to be perfect, okay? So please let go of that. I am going to just make a spot. Now this is going to be my vanishing point. You know, I've already changed my mind, as is often with Mrs. Langless. So I'm going to actually move it down. I just want to move it down a tad. So what I would recommend is that you place your vanishing point over halfway. So let's take a look at our paper. This is the top, down here is the bottom. Halfway would be about here, so I want to go a little bit further up than halfway. Okay, so and I'm just going to make my vanishing point. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm not sure how straight this ruler is, but we shall see, because it looks like it's seen better days. But I'm just going to take my ruler and make sure that it's nice and straight, and then I'm just going to make a small line. Okay, that's a vertical line. Now I'm going to take my ruler and place it on the vanishing point. I'm making a horizontal line now. Now, you can change the length of these in just a second if you feel like you need to. Basically, I'm just making an intersection of two lines right here. This is going to be the window panes in my window. So you see this right here, boom and boom, okay? That is what we're making. So now I'm gonna make my window. And I guess, you know, if you wanna do measuring, which maybe I will, I don't like numbers, which is part of the reason why I am an art teacher, right? Instead of a math teacher. So I decided that I wanna make this exactly 2 inches. So I made my vanishing point right in the center at the number 1, and then I just made my window 2 inches wide. So to make it more precise, I guess I'll go ahead and do that. Now, up here, I think I'm gonna make my window just about a little over an inch, like an inch, and that's 1.25 inches, okay? So now that I have my crisscross, I'm gonna make my window itself. So I'm gonna come down here, and I am going to draw again. Oh, I'm gonna line it up with the 2 inches, and I'm gonna make a line. My ruler moved a little bit. Did you guys see that when I was drawing? It's okay. That's why we're using pencil. Now I'm going to make the line that comes up. I'm gonna do the same over here. Maybe I'll flip my ruler this way this time. And again, nice vertical line here. And then I'm gonna make my line across. So my horizontal, and boom, I've got my window, okay? So if it doesn't look just like mine, don't worry, okay? You can make this window in a million different ways. In fact, if you take a look at my other example, you'll notice that this time I made it like a taller window instead of a wider window. So really, it really doesn't matter. As long as you have your vanishing point and you've drawn your window, you are good to go. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna create a back wall. So I'm just gonna take my ruler, and I'm gonna leave a little bit of space because I want my window to not take up the entire wall space, okay? Now this was about 2 inches, so I think I'm gonna go with my ruler from the number 4 all the way to the 8, so that I know that there's about 1 inch on either side. Then I'm gonna come up here above my window, and I'm gonna do the same thing. So I'm just holding my ruler nice and straight. I apologize if you're hearing any construction noise. My husband is doing some construction here at home while I'm in quarantine, and so we're just kind of making the best of it. So there's the top line of my back wall, and the bottom line, and now I just need to make my vertical line. So I'm gonna use my ruler, boom. I'm gonna come over here, and boom, okay? So now I have a wall and a window. Now the next part is super fun because it really shows you how using the vanishing point can all of a sudden make something look super three-dimensional. So remember, this is our vanishing point right here where we started, right? Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna place your straight edge or your ruler on the vanishing point and on the corner of your room. Not the window. The window doesn't matter anymore now that we've made it, okay? So we're gonna put the the ruler on the vanishing point. Now, and I'm gonna have to shift this so that I can do this. Now, once I'm on the vanishing point, I'm just gonna rotate or shift my ruler so that it touches the corner that I made up here. Vanishing point, corner. Now I'm gonna make a line that goes off the edges of my paper. It should not necessarily line up with the corner of your paper. So sometimes my students get really stuck on that. So forget about the corners of your paper. That has nothing to do with it. Here, and off the edge, okay? So that it lines up with the vanishing point. And then we're just gonna do it again. So vanishing point to the corner, just like so, and then line. Okay, so now we have a ceiling. How cool is that? Next, vanishing point, shift your ruler until it meets that corner. And as soon as you've got it where you want it, off the edge of your paper. Bam. Not quite sure why I keep saying bam after each thing, but just going with it. All right, vanishing point here, and then to the corner. And one last time. Bam. There it is. So you'll notice I have now a vanishing point from my window, my back wall. Now I have a ceiling and a floor, and I have 2 side walls. This is where we're going to stop our drawing today. Next week, we're going to add some features to the walls. I'm also going to eventually be showing you how to create a really cool floor that helps with the illusion of space here. All right. Great job. I am really looking forward to working on this with you because I think you're going to surprise yourself on how amazing this drawing turns out. So, as always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me. Also, snap a photo, send it to me so I can see your progress, okay? All right. Hope you guys are doing well. Take care.